Hi, it's Wendy Brookman here from NACCHO, and I'm here at our national conference at the Hyatt in Canberra, and I'm here with one of our major sponsors, Guir, Ken and Fatima. Guys, tell me a little bit more about what you guys do.
Hi, Wendy. Well, Gamarada Universal Indigenous Resources is a company. We deliver programs and services right across education, health, justice and employment. We do this in a number of ways. We have a unique coaching model called Courage Coaching. Courage stands for commitment, optimism, understanding, relationships, acceptance, gratitude and encouragement.
Yes.
And really that's a coaching model that takes the best of Western health science and Indigenous wisdom tradition and to deliver a very therapeutic sort of framework. And in that framework, we deliver our programs.
Which is fantastic. And with our members, what can our members kind of expect from the programs that you guys deliver, and how impactful are they going to be?
Well, we're here today because we believe that we can contribute significantly to the development of the capacity of the health workforce, Indigenous health workforce. Like I myself am a product of community control health. I started my career at the tender age of 23 in one of the HIV sexual health prevention positions, and I worked there for 5 years. Then I was headhunted by Dr. Naomi Mayers of the AMS, Redfern AMS, and I did 5 years there in mental health. That was really a training ground for me, particularly at Redfern AMS. As you know, it has a notoriety for its political activism and its history as the first Aboriginal medical service. And being in that environment, I learned a lot about systemic, looking at the programs holistically, looking at the needs of communities very holistically, taking into account the issues around health, education, justice, mental health in particular, and social and emotional well-being. And really, it's from that platform that we develop and we deliver these programs that are cutting edge, that they draw from the best available research-based best practice science, which is not available to community control health services usually. Through our consultancies, we bring that option to them. And we sit down with them and tailor solutions that might look like program support for individual programs that they're running, or it might look like training support to deliver to further develop the capacity of staff.
Perfect. And so basically what you guys have is quite unique. Can you just tell me, how much does it affect you personally having programs like this and having programs like this that's been able to deliver to our members?
Yeah, look, this is a massive part of my life. Really, I've devoted my entire career to Aboriginal health. Through my own consultancy, I'm able to do things my way. I'm not constrained by bureaucratic process or, too much red tape. I have, legal, which sort of ties up the loose ends of contracts and all the business admin part of it. But I have the freedom to, do what we do best, and that's listen to community and respond in a very sort of tailored way. And just to give you an example of some of the programs that we're running at the moment and the diversity of GUIR, we're currently delivering staff coaching at the Sydney Local Health District in Sydney. We're delivering a new initiative, probably the first Indigenous-led dialectical behavioural therapy program in the country. So DBT is very different. You heard in a previous speech today around incarceration that most programs that are offered to people who have contact with criminal justice system are around CBT based, and that has limitations. DBT gives us the opportunity to work across a number of areas that are more trauma informed, which are better for the needs of our people. A lot of our people have been subjected to trauma, and some of that's intergenerational trauma. DBT is more effective. It has a trauma informed approach. We're working on giving people real tools to look at things like distress tolerance. How do I tolerate the amount of distress that I face in in my community and my family, which is, much higher than the non-Indigenous experience.
Yes, it is.
How do I, emotional regulation, how do I manage my, intrusive thoughts or emotions and how that affects my moods, and, how do I have tools to manage that when that gets upon me? The Guir mindfulness, just being aware of yourself and watching your language and your moods, and just developing that sense of, individual sort of agency, and interpersonal effectiveness, which is the fourth pillar of, DBT, and that's about relationships.
Perfect.
How do I manage my relationships with my family, with my community, with my bosses, with my services that I'm engaging? I don't want to burn bridges, through not being able to manage those relationships, because people aren't always, particularly when our mob's trying to access and advocate for themselves, they might come up against people who are not really compassionate or not really trained or not really understanding, or they may not even really care about the needs of, your needs in that moment. So you have to manage your relationships and not burn your bridges. So,
Exactly.
DBT, that's one of our programs. We've got the longest weekly community healing and life skills program in the country. The Gamarada Indigenous Healing and Life Training happens in Redfern every Monday night. Rain, hail, alien attack, it happens.
Yes.
And you can jump on Facebook and have a look at a beautiful photo of a great turnout just last night at the Redfern Community Centre. Have I talked about falls prevention, working with elders?
No, not yet.
We've got a program around increasing capacity of elders, preventing loss of independence, and that's through falls prevention. Accidents happen as we get older in life, and a fall and an injury to a person over 55 or over 60 or even over 50 can result in a huge change in personal independence.
Absolutely.
So with our falls prevention program, we run a series of exercise workshops over a few weeks with nutrition and medication education, and pharmacists come in and talk about how medication affects your balance, how nutrition can help strengthen your bones, and we have a lot of fun working with the elders. So there's quite a broad range of different programs that we're working on, all underneath that social emotional wellbeing framework, all trauma informed, and all with the passion for working with our mob.
Beautiful. You've just covered everything, which is brilliant.
There's quite a bit more. I could go on.
There's got to be. Thank you so much, though.
Just in a fortnight, we'll head up to the Northern Territory, to Arnhem Land. We'll be working on a project there around violence prevention. And we're doing a ton of stuff in universities around cross-cultural communications for medical students, and working with students from diverse backgrounds. And
Brilliant. So there is a lot that our members can actually get from you guys.
And you're only as strong as the people in your corner, right? And so I'd just like to acknowledge the support that I get from my wife here.
Yes.
Who's always in my corner, and
if you let him keep talking, he'll keep talking.
and she's a lawyer, so I have to watch what I say.
Wonderful. Thank you guys so much. And as we've always said, our health matters yesterday, today and tomorrow.